Ginni Thomas has been a conservative activist for a very long time. She's occasionally, and more than occasionally, embraced some fringe causes.
I think it's an American thing. I think people are rebelling and there's a big tidal wave coming.
We saw that in a very real way in the text messages that were obtained by the select committee between her and Mark Meadows, then who was the White House Chief of Staff under Trump. Those text messages show that she's encouraging Meadows, encouraging Trump to keep trying to overturn the election, do whatever they can to prevent Joe Biden from taking office, even after the results were pretty clear. But on top of that, she's referencing some of these theories that are, out of the QAnon playbook and some of these really wild fringe conspiracy theories that just have no basis in fact. And it's raised all these questions about, this is the spouse of a Supreme Court justice. Is she relaying some of these ideas to him? Earlier this year in January, when a lawsuit brought by Donald Trump against the committee and against the National Archives reached the Supreme Court, Trump was suing to say, I don't want the committee getting access to my White House records. Every justice looked at that suit and essentially denied Trump's emergency motion to block the committee, except one, and that was Justice Thomas. He was the one dissenting vote. People are looking at that and saying, well, should he have known that documents related to his wife were probably in that, or possibly in that batch of documents the committee was trying to get? And that particular vote has become the most significant flashpoint here around whether he should recuse. Ginni Thomas has said publicly, I don't talk to my husband about politics. Maybe that's true. Did he have no awareness that she was communicating with, again, some of the most powerful figures in the country? Because even if he didn't know what they were talking about, if he knows she's talking to Mark Meadows, there's a pretty good chance that some of her records would be in the National Archives as official presidential records. But it does raise all these questions about the discussions they have and whether there was any knowledge when Clarence Thomas weighed in on some of these cases.
And the best part of being a justice?
First of all, it'd be impossible without you. I have to be honest.
What we can glean and infer is that she had very easy access to people at the highest levels of power. Was she interacting with Trump? We don't know that. But just the fact that she could reach Meadows at will tells you that she could, at least had the potential to influence or to send signals inside the West Wing at these key moments. Now, even if you accept her ideas as fringe and not really based in fact, the question is, did people in the West Wing, how did they interpret them? Did they hear her and say, yeah, maybe her ideas are a little wild, but maybe her husband is on board with some of this stuff, so therefore it gives us confidence that maybe we'll have some legal support if we fight these out in court. I don't know. We don't know enough yet as to how her messages were being interpreted in the West Wing, and were they seen as a proxy for her husband's views at all in any way? There are no rules essentially for Supreme Court justices to follow. So while you might expect that some of the pressure that's come out against him would lead him to recuse, it's really a personal decision that he has to make. So we won't know until we know, which is the next time a case like that reaches the court. There may be ways to have the justices police themselves or police each other. It does make it difficult though, because Thomas has been, a champion to conservatives for a long time, and it actually makes the politics trickier. In a vacuum, you might have support for a judicial code of ethics for the Supreme Court. When it's clearly about Clarence Thomas, I see it a tougher time actually getting conservatives and Republicans to line up and support some sort of blanket policy change.
I have total confidence in Justice Thomas' impartiality.
First, I do think he should recuse himself.
Justice Thomas could make his decisions like he's made them every other time.
I don't think he should have ever been appointed, so let me take it back there.
That's fully in the purview of the House. They don't seem to have the appetite for this kind of a battle at the moment. What we heard pretty widely was it still has to be investigated more fully. Let's get a real sense of what Ginni Thomas is up to, how seriously was her advice taken, and is there evidence at all that he was aware? Because you can't impeach a guy on innuendo. I think there's a lot of gaps in what we know right now, and the Democrats on the Hill acknowledge that we still have to learn a lot more through the January 6th committee before we act.